stands for teaching, E stands for educating, and A stands for bringing awareness. And that's exactly what we are doing. Somebody put me in B-flat because I feel like I'm about to go there. Oh, I feel my hip coming up.
Good evening, y'all. Hey, good evening. Good evening. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I'm going to give you guys time to come on in the room. Come on in the room because we have a little bit to discuss on this evening. Not too much. I will not be before you long, but y'all see. Okay. So essentially, welcome to the Majorette, you guys. T stands for teaching, E stands for educating, A stands for bringing awareness, and that's what we do. And so I just wanted to come in, touch base with you guys, see how you guys have been doing, what you guys have been up to, but also to bring something that I think that everybody can relate to. You guys remember, if you're coming on the live video, make sure you're sharing the live video, tagging the live video, and inviting to the live video. Excuse me for my naked mannequins in the background. I do not have any uniforms on them, but whatever. They'll be all right. Anywho, so I wanted to definitely come on you guys on this evening. It's about 8:45 Eastern time, and just kind of chop it up with you guys and to pretty much just see how you guys been doing. But I want to touch on the topic. My main reason for coming on is you guys seen the line. It says pretty much why you're not supporting us. A big issue in the Majorette dance community is, and I think a lot of teams can relate to this, a lot of coaches can relate to this. Why aren't you supporting us? So why do we go and support your competitions? Why do we constantly bring you guys as our team to come and support your vision and your business, but you cannot return the favor? And I want to kind of open this up to an open forum because obviously, you guys, this is something that our Majorette community has been dealing with a lot. Especially as of late, but it's kind of double-sided, so to speak. So, you guys want us to purchase tickets, you guys want us to pay registration fees, you guys want us to pay for travel to come to your show, but you do not return the favor when it's our show. So why is that? Why is it that we are having to pretty much beg teams to come and support our shows? Why is it that we are having to pull why are we having to pull teeth to try to get people to come and support our shows? We're not understanding that. So I wanted to kind of open up the forum for this. Also, you guys, I do want to point out, I do have to update the date, but I want to make sure I put this in there. You guys, I'm really, really pressing forward to this. It's Showtime Productions Scholarship Foundation, you guys. Even though the year is off, I'm getting this updated, but we do have 2 spots. I will be giving 2 scholarships to 2 deserving seniors that are going to college in the fall. So it's going to be 2 $500 scholarships. They can use a scholarship for whatever they want to use a scholarship for. However, I do want to present this to you guys. Never mind the year. Deadline to submit is going to be June 1st, 2023. This is my way of giving back to my Majorette community. You guys have supported me, and this is another thing when we're talking about why do you guys want us to support you, but you don't come and support us? So this kind of goes hand in hand and ties in hand in hand. This is my way of supporting other dancers in our community. We have given out over $2,000 in the past year or two to deserving seniors that are going off to college. So we want to continue this. So again, you guys, June 1st, 2023 is the deadline. I'm going to start accepting qualification applications in the month of April all the way up until June. So they have April, May, and then June 1st is the deadline by 6 p.m. To qualify, your senior must write an essay stating the following: why do they deserve the scholarship? What would it mean for them to receive the scholarship? And what are their college goals? Meaning, what are they planning on doing? What are they wanting to take up in college? Do they have a goal? Do they have, do they want to go further in their dance career? Do they want to try to see what they can do as far as going to dance line? We want to know what their college goals are. Applicant must provide their college acceptance letters. Send all submissions via itshowtimeproductions1@gmail.com. You guys, this is free money. This is free money for your senior dancer. Free money. You cannot go wrong with this. This is free money. You get it in a check with your dancer's name on it. It goes directly to the school or however the parent sees fit. This is for you guys. If the participant is selected, the applicant must present a 60-second video to myself, and you must present your graduation date and location. Again, you guys, deadline for the scholarship is June the 1st. We also want to make sure that you guys send in your college acceptance letter. So whatever college that you guys are going to, or your dancer is going to, we want to get that acceptance letter from them so we can go ahead and present them with a $500 scholarship. Again, apply for the opportunity for $1,000 total, but I will be splitting that in half. It will be two $500 scholarships that I will be awarding this year to 2 deserving seniors. So you guys don't forget to get those in by the deadline of June 1st by 6 p.m. We will go through the submissions on June the 2nd, and June the 2nd at 6 p.m. we will be announcing the actual recipients of It's Showtime scholarships. So please make sure you guys are getting those in, getting your seniors that are going off to college in the fall, getting them ready. Again, if you guys have any further questions, please feel free to email me or send me an inbox. Now, I want to go to the comments because I do see someone that wrote, let me see. Both sides, teams do not have the money, directors mismanaging money, not feeling like their team can compete, don't want to pay registration for the competition holders. They might have a favorite team, judges not judging as they should, prize money not. That's a lot, Betty. And you know what? The thing about it is, I feel like that plays a lot into people not wanting to support other people. Like, again, I can play devil's advocate on this because I know probably people are on both spectrums. They're on the same side. So you're like, okay, if we go to this person, how do we know this person is going to support us? How do we know if this person is going to come to our show? You know, why is it these people supporting each other when it comes to you hosting a competition? Like, the people want to know, teams feel a certain type of way about that, because if we want to be truthfully honest about dance competitions, I don't know if these people that have the competitions that are putting their team name. See, this is 2 different things, and I want to make sure I touch on that. There's 2 different things. If you're hosting a competition for self, that's one thing. But if you're using your team's name, the name that you came up with, if you're using the team's name to throw on a competition, shouldn't some of that money or some of that proceeds be going to the team to get ready for someone else's competition? Like, I'm leaving it for the open floor because these are questions that people want to know. And as I'm also seeing, I'm in a lot of the Majorette groups, I'm not seeing too many people drop their emails down on people's flyers. I'm not seeing people really reacting to people's flyers. There's pretty much the Majorette dance groups are in itself non-existent at this point. Even myself, you know, a lot of the people that are interested in my show, they'll contact me directly on the business phone, or they'll send me an email asking for a package. So I don't know if that's the same for you guys. But again, why are we supporting other people and those same people are not supporting us? I want to touch on what Betty also said. She said judges is not judging as they should. Y'all, it's yeah. What do you expect? What do you, as coaches and directors, I want to leave this open. And if you guys want to come on, you're more than happy. Send me a DM. I'll send you the link. You guys, this is an open forum tonight. So it's nothing in specific. It's just something that we have been seeing across the board that has been happening as of late. Why aren't we getting the same respect as coaches and directors to say, you come and support me, I come and support you? Why is that? They might have a favorite team. So I'm assuming, Betty, you're meaning as far as like biasness. The host may be biased to certain teams. DJ sucks. All that plays a key part. Prize money, not enough. Yeah. But I just, like I said, you guys, it's getting really, really to the point where are people really competing anymore? Like, I know people are competing. I know teams are competing, but I think a lot of teams nowadays are pretty choosy. I think they're more choosy now of who shows they go to and who shows they to. But let me also say this. I want to point this out too. What I've also noticed in our Majorette community, and I'm not sure if somebody else has had the same experience, but what I've also noticed in our Majorette community is that oh my God, you took the words right out of my mouth, Betty. Teams do not like to lose. Teams, it is so bad with teams. So I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, and he stated everybody can't be winners. Everybody cannot be winners. Everybody cannot be a grand champion. Someone has to lose. But how are you supposed to get better if you don't know what it feels like to not win? If that makes sense. Like, how does one get better at a show or a next show they go to if they don't know what it feels like to lose? That's a good one. Molly said, yes, I'm choosy now because the hosting teams don't return the favor of supporting their show, especially if you've done theirs multiple times. Yes, and that's a big one. That is a big one, Molly. We want to figure out why that is. Like, what is going on with these, like, and I kind of feel like it kind of comes into a point where these people are really not having shows for a fundraising purpose. Like I said, it's one thing for you to host a show and it has your name on it, but it's another thing to host a show with your team's name on it, because people outside looking in are trying to figure out, okay, is this a fundraiser for your team to be able to go and support somebody else's show? Or is this just something that you're trying to do just to make a profit? Or do you guys have some studio expenses that you guys are trying to take care of? Why aren't these teams returning the favor of people going to support their show, but they won't go and support the person's show that supported them? Like, it's just, we have to figure this out. We got to figure this. And then to even go so far to say this, you go to a show, you don't have a good experience, your parents done spent all this money. What do you tell your girls? Now, when I say not a good experience, I mean there was either a fight that took place, there was either drama that took place, the judges weren't qualified. What is it? The people that you went and supported already got their money. They already got their money. Their money is good as your money that y'all paid them is good as gone. What is the benefit as far as in us as a competing team? How do we know going to your show we're going to have a fair shot and be judged fairly? And that's another thing. How does one judge a team fairly? Oh, this is good, y'all. This is good tea. Again, this is good tea. How does one judge a team? How does one get judged fairly? How do we go to a show trusting that the host of the show is going to have qualified judges? How do we know that we're going to be judged fairly by the judges you putting up? There is some people, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I have questions. I've got questions. There are some people that's throwing on shows even for this weekend. I seen their judges panel. Their judges panel is not qualified at all. Their judges panel, some of the judges panel have been even featured on Shady Tea when it was Shady Tea several times. What does one say to that? Do we trust that they're going to judge? But how can I trust that you're going to judge my team properly when your team is still in the growing stages of getting better? How can you judge me and your team isn't even on the level to have you as a coach sit on somebody's panel to judge another team. We have questions. We have questions. There's something that's not sitting. Something in the milk is not right. The milk is dirty. I have questions. What do we say to those people that are just hosting competitions for thyself and putting any and everybody, Joe Schmo, on the panel to judge your kids when your kids have been training for said competition? Let's take it another step further. How do we go and attend a competition when the packet is not even clear about what you're expecting for us to do? I have questions. Something's not sitting right in my spirit. But again, y'all go and support these people that do not support y'all. Well, let me help some of y'all out. Y'all make sure y'all share the live video, take a live video, and invite to live video. The reason why they not supporting you, returning the favor, is because I'm almost scared to say it. But I feel like I want to say it, but I'm gonna let the spirit use me, and I'm gonna let it get. I'm gonna let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy own sight. So I'm going to go a step further and say the reason why they don't support you is because they don't respect you or your team. Sound good, huh? I know what I'm talking about. The reason why the reason why, excuse me, the reason why that person that you went to go support their team does not come and bring their team to support you is because they don't respect you. Or the team that is hosting the show is not to the caliber of your team. So they don't feel like themselves have a fighting chance of going to your show and placing because they're not on the level as your team. Come on, somebody. It sounds good to me. It's quiet in the house. I have questions. It's quiet in the house. But I know I'm talking good and I know what I'm talking about. What you say, Tasha? Or don't trust you. They don't trust you. That's a good one, Tasha. They don't trust you. So that's another one. You go to the show, but the reason why they won't come to your show, they'll take your money. They'll take your registration fees. They'll take your doggone ticket sales. You want to come to their show? Come on to their show. But maybe the reason why they don't come to your show is because they can't trust you. Oh, that's a good one, Tasha. They don't trust you. They don't trust that you're going to have things in decency and order to make sure that their experience is set apart from other people's experience. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? We got to be clear across the board when it comes to supporting. It's on both sides. It's not one-sided. It's on both sides. I can't support this person that comes to my show because I don't trust this person. I can't support this person because my team is not on the level of a competition that they throw. And we don't see that it's a benefit for us to go because we're going to lose. Well, then that's what goes back to saying this. Maybe y'all need to get some extra training. I'm not trying to shift over there, but I'm just trying to help somebody out. Because the question has been asked time and time again, why do we have shows? And the same people that we go and support, they don't return the favor and support us. But you see them at the hood competitions. You see them at people, you see them at, oh God, hood competitions, rad shit. Where do we come into where we set the atmosphere? Where it's professional from the time you make your first contact with them, from the time you pay your registration to them, to the time that it gets before you guys have the show, to even after the show. Where does the professionalism lie when we're talking about hosting a majorette competition for our children to have an experience like none other. What are we doing? What are we giving to these kids? Why? Again, it goes back to why you not support me. Maybe that's why. Your competitions is, for lack of a better word, can be perceived as trash, garbagey. You don't have stuff in place. There is no perfect competition. Let me just put that out there because I don't want people to feel like, well, Jazz, you beating up. I ain't beating on nobody specific. I'm just stating something that has been talked about. When I go to a competition, as a coach, what do I expect? And everybody's not going to have the same experiences. Let me say that. Everybody may not have the same experiences. But overall, professionalism is just professionalism. That's across the board. Your work ethic and your business mindset is across the board. That shouldn't change. Everybody has their own experiences of a show. But what you can't switch up is how you conduct yourself as a person throwing on the show. Where does your professionalism lie? What do you do to make these kids look at, or not even the kids, the parents? Because the parents is the one that's paying. The kids are just coming along for the ride. The kids not having to pay really nothing at all, unless they out fundraising. And even then, they're not fundraising. They're fundraising, but who are we really fundraising for? Are we fundraising for the team? Are we fundraising for thyself? Are we fundraising for the pockets of the coach? See, I have questions. I have questions. Let me go to the comments. Miss Sharon said, some of these judges have no real dance experience. I want my girls to be judged fairly. Too many friendly judges. Yes, I have questions. Yes, ma'am, Miss Sharon. Thank you, Wine. I have questions. Why is it that we have to sift through the flour to make sure ain't no lumps in it? It should be just, what's the word for flour? It should just be fresh. But we have to sift through the flour to try to find the rocks of a competition where we expected for you to have your stuff together, but you're trying to figure out why. Okay, Betty, why are not people supporting us? Again, like I said, this is a double street. This is not only for the teams, but this is also for the ones that are doing shiesty business. You can't go to everybody's show. You can't support. You want to why people not supporting you? Because of the foolishness you've been having at your past show. Why isn't people supporting me? What is it about my show that gives people a bad taste in their mouth? Do they have a personal vendetta against my team? These are all valid questions that people want to know. Why are hosts having conversations personally with competing teams? When everybody on the forefront, that everybody that pushed forward, that everybody did what they were supposed to do all in itself, why are we having personal conversations with coaches that still are in the same event? I have questions. You're setting the tone. You're setting the tone for some mess and some drama to come out because you lack professionalism. You don't understand what it means to separate your personal from your business. And anytime those two collide when you're hosting a competition, it's going to be a problem. And you wonder why your competitions are not as successful as you want them to be. Because people in our Majorette community, they run their mouth. Some more than others. They talk too much. They got too much time on their hands. Mary J. Blige said it. Time on my hands since you got too much time on your hands. I'm gonna bring somebody on. Miss Betty is on. Miss Betty, hey, Miss Betty, go ahead and turn off your camera because I know you're not ready. You're not just on your voice on, child.
Girl, no, I'm not, girl. I'm really
Just have
not.
your voice on. Just turn your camera on. We can hear you. But
Girl.
Betty,
So
what is your feedback?
so I did a show this past weekend. I know the owner of the show. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I know the owner of the show. We're really good friends. I did a show this past weekend. It's called Majorette, Central Florida Majorette Showdown. And me personally, my team did not place. We did place at his last competition in October, but we did not place this past weekend. But I did really get some really good feedback, and I was really excited, and I still had fun. It was a learning experience for a lot of my girls because some of my girls never competed, and some of them have already done the show before. And I want to instill in my girls that even though we went to this show and we already placed, we coming against new teams. When we went before, it was like 6 because a lot of people dropped. It came from like 12 all the way to 6. But this time, it was still in the double digits. It was like 10, 11 teams scattered all across Florida, teams that we never seen before, some from out of state. And they didn't place anything, but they got some really good feedback, and they looked better than the last time that they were there. So I feel like that was a great opportunity for our teams, and I feel like teams should continue to enroll their teams into dance competitions regardless if you feel like you're going to win or not, because you're going to walk away with something, rather it's experience, rather it's a prize, rather it's money. I feel like that's important. As far as the judges, there's a lot of complaints about one of the judges because they feel like he was not qualified, like how you said, how you going to judge me but your team look like this. A lot of people felt like that, but I see kind of both sides. For him, this was an experience for him to judge, but at the same time, I don't think nobody really told him how to judge, or he didn't really take into critique how he would feel if he were judging. As a judge myself, when I'm judging, I want to give the team my undivided attention 100%. I'm not going to be writing notes until after the performance because I don't want to look down and miss something. Mm-hmm. And then, I want to make sure that I'm attentive. I'm not on my phone. My phone's not by me. I'm not recording. I'm make sure I'm giving 100% respect to the team. If I'm recording the team, I'm going to record all the teams, not just the one I like, because parents look at that. Like, parents look at that. Coaches look at that. So just overall, it was still like a great show, great environment, great feedback, great vibes, but it was some room for like improvement. And it's crazy that you're talking about this right now, and we have been talking about this for the last couple of days because we still getting feedback. I still been hearing feedback about the show.
Mm-hmm. So you saying that overall your experience of the show was pretty good versus, so again, your experience may be different than somebody else. Another team may not feel like that was their experience, but again, it also goes back to your experience is different than somebody else's experience. You're not everywhere. You're not everywhere everybody else is. So
right.
Yeah. I'm a pet peeve. I don't like judges recording while they're supposed to be judging.
Right.
Like, if I catch it, I'll definitely say something to them. Now, I've had judges where they will record the team, they'll have them on live, and but I just don't feel like that's, if they want to see the show, they can go back and view footage from people. Somebody's going to post it or whatever.
Right.
But I don't condone, and I'm not going to. For judges, it's supposed to be you're paid to sit there and judge. You're not paid to be on your phone. You're not paid. It's a job. You're
right.
supposed to be there to complete a job. You're supposed to be there to complete the work. Right. That's how you get paid. Your A that you get on your grade is your check. So if you're not doing your work, your check might be short, because at the end of the day, your main focus is to judge those teams. And just like Sharon said, judges can be occupied on their phone, and they could be missing great points of the performance that could definitely enhance. Their scores. So
right.
Again, that's the thing. We have questions. Why do we go to these competitions? Again, the topic for this evening, if y'all needed a topic, why are you not supporting us? Again, it goes on both aspects. So, Betty, do you have any last minute things to add?
I would say also another thing, like for people who are having shows, it's important to introduce your judges and kind of speak on their accolades because they need to know who is judging them. Like as a dancer, dancers now and people who who portray their dance company well will make sure that their social medias are basically their digital resumes. Like my best friend is a dancer. He's currently booked to choreograph for like the Orlando Predator dance team. He's done dance line cruises, work with artists, etc., etc., etc. All his stuff is on his Instagram. So he really needs not to talk for himself. All he has to do is drop his Instagram. When we used to judge, you know, major competitions in our city and stuff like that for the kids, we will always put our Instagram information on there because that's our resume. That's where you will see, you know, how are we qualified to even judge these competitions. You will see it. We dance in different genres. We dance hip hop. We dance for this artist. We did backup for this. We've been with this team for X amount of time. So I just really feel like it's important for people when they have shows, don't say, oh, I have qualified judges, because you may think that your cousin who used to cheer when she was 6 years old is qualified. Baby not qualified no more. She 38. Like that's just what's tea. Like you got to make sure that you have people who qualify and know what to look for and as well attentive at the show, because a lot of people put into their time and their money. So it's just like, you know, we just don't want to deal with the unorganizedness. You know, it's already $30 to get into a show. It's $125 to, you know, to register. Then the prize money like $500.
That's another thing. That's another thing. That's
not math. And like you said that a long time ago. You said, listen, if it's $125 each and it's 10 teams signed up and the prize money $500. Okay, what am
I have questions.
You said that a long time ago. And
I've got questions.
Every time you say that, I'm like, why the prize money $500, but you asking me for $150 and it's 10 teams signed up and it takes $30 at the door.
It gets to the point, Betty, where people start struggling. See, the teams, I'm gonna tell y'all, the team coach, these coaches ain't stupid.
No, they're not. They counting.
If you telling me that you only giving out $500, but you're charging $125, because that's pretty much the central ballpark of what everybody charges for registration,
right?
Times 10 teams, that's $1,250. That's $1,250. That's $1,250 minus $500. That leaves you with $750. So even if to each his own, like I said, I can't. This is kind of hard because some people may say, "Well, Jazz, you know, they can only give out what they give out." Well, I bet I'm on the fence about it because, as we know, qualified judges cost.
Right.
A adequate space for the teams to compete in, that cost.
Right.
Security cost.
Right.
DJs cost.
And if you have a host, if you're not hosting yourself.
Hosting cost. Concessions cost. So again, I don't feel as though I can't really speak on the one. So I really can't go against that because I feel as though if you have all your ducks in a row, $125 really is cheap for a competition. And if they feel like they only giving out $500, that could pop. Just playing devil's advocate, that could actually make sense.
Right. And
what
then
don't make sense is paying $250 or $300 registration or charging such and such, you know, high fees like that, and your registration and your prize money is only $500.
And then you forgot the trophies too.
And the trophies.
You gotta have the quality trophies too. Not the ones.
You got to have trophies that actually are meant for a.
Right. You gotta have them calling
somebody,
the heavy ones. The heavy ones. Call them trophies.
Somebody sent me a picture of someone that had a competition last weekend, a dance competition.
Oh Lord, Mm-mm.
Baby, I don't know what happened,
Mm-hmm.
but it was in Virginia. And this said person has been on the Majorette team once or twice before as well. And she gave out a football trophy at a dance competition.
All right, so she just took her son trophy from what he won with his team a couple years ago and recycled it. We're not doing that, baby. We're not doing that.
Let me go a step further. This is how I knew it was some stuff. The video starts scrolling across. She also gave out a baseball, 3 baseball trophies. I can't make this up.
She need to be on the next episode.
I can't make this
baby
up.
No,
I cannot. That. But again, the topic, why you not supporting us? That's why. Why are we having to go to shows with people having musical notes? I know you remember that live.
Mm-hmm.
What does a musical note that's supposed to be a centerpiece on the top have to do with a Majorette competition? This ain't a choir concert. This ain't a band battle. This is a dance competition. So where is the correlation of a treble clef with dance?
I'm crying. Mm-mm.
But these are things that people look at. They see the repetition. They see that they're seen as like, oh, this person ain't no good because this person can't even get our team's quality trophies that's going to be able to. We don't even want to take pictures with the trophy.
Right. Oh, another thing is because we said it's a lot in Florida that we don't support our own people in our Florida shows. They say they always be basically, for lesser words, shit shows. Just because like it was a show. Okay, Jazz, remember when I came on here and I told, and the first time I came on here and I talked about, it was I want to say the team name was Indulgent Dance, and they had a competition, and one of the judges put on my score sheet that the girls they talked so much shit, but they didn't dance the way they're supposed to dance.
Yeah.
The lady had another competition. So one of our sister teams had went to the competition. In Florida, we just say, if you're a Florida team and you go to the competition, be careful because it's always seem like it's a shit show. That's just what they say. So they ended up going. So my sister team ended up going. Same thing happened. Bad reviews from the judges, bad scoring. He said that he placed. It was only 3 teams that was in this one category. I think it was like a duo or something like that. It was only 3 teams in the category. He was one of the 3 teams, but he didn't win a placement in that category. Like barely got feedback. All the judges said, "Oh yeah, you did so good. I don't understand why you didn't place. It was a really hard competition." No, like direct feedback. Like, hey, I noticed like this one girl right here on the part that it was supposed to be a leg hold. Her bottom leg was bent, or toes is not pointing. It was nothing specific. It was just general stuff that they seen that was wrong. So it's also just stuff like that. Like people just don't want to support their own city because they feel like it's always something, or they feel like certain people just gonna take the show. And that show was in Jacksonville, I want to say, and they said that the only teams that won were in that area, the people that knew the team that was hosting.
So again, that's an issue. That's
an
issue that has, and that's why I feel like people honestly, that goes, and I know Aisha. Aisha's one of my clients. I feel as though that's why I feel like judges need, or a host of shows need to start booking those judges that are not in that area. They need to start booking judges that have a qualified experience, because this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
People want to have shows, but they don't want to spend the money to make the show. When you talk about profitable, It's on a whole, it's a whole umbrella. Profitable, in my opinion, is I made a profit because I had qualified judges. I made a profit because I had a quality venue, a
Mm-hmm.
a venue of quality. Profitable, I had a DJ that did not have any mess ups. What was profitable to me is that I had an experience. Again, it goes back to how profitable is your show, and we're not just talking about money.
We're talking
Because
about what you
what
invested and put it
happens,
in.
because what happens is when we talk about profit, you got the money came in, but are you going to be able to say the same when you try to throw on another show? Your show wasn't profitable because teams are not returning back to your show.
Right. And a lot of teams didn't
Uh-oh.
want to come back afterwards.
I done stepped on some toes. I don't know who's in the room, but I'm just saying, how profitable is your show? Is your show just about coin, or do you feel like your show was just bam, wham, thank you, ma'am, that's it? I'm just having it. I just wanted to throw something on, and that was just it. I don't want that experience. My thing is this: at the end of the day, when I have a show, I want to make sure that I give those people something. Again, we all know going into a competition, we talked about this time and time again, but I feel like it just keeps coming up. We come to a point where when you go to a show, what are you giving these kids to bring them to have them come back? If they don't win, what do they have to go off of? The experience.
Mm-hmm. To carry on to the next show. Because I was like, well, this is a good little warm up for your show because your show is the one that we're doing next. So I'm settling down and training because, like I told my parents, I was like, this is nationals. It's not regionals. We're going against the best of the best. This is people who already done competed, if not already went to
They
Jasmine
have
Showdown.
already you have already have title holders, and
Exactly.
it's so, and then it comes to the point where Betty, and this is, I've had to deal with this. There's teams that came to my show and they've came to my show multiple times and have not won grand champion and have not been back. And that's okay. But what are you teaching your kids? Because
Right.
I feel like this. There are teams that do come back to my show that have not won. And again, like I said before, they start placing. Because what they're doing is they're taking back the quality feedback from a qualified judge and applying it to their routine. So they're not getting mad because they didn't win grand champion. They're going back and looking at the score sheet of qualified judges and applying it to their routine and coming back. So when the next time they come back, the judges see a big difference and they're like, oh my God, you guys are actually getting better. And you guys are able to go against those heavy teams in that realm because you guys are taking back what we gave. Is that my phone?
I think so. I think it's mine. Okay.
Okay. Let me release you out the group. Just go in the comments.
All right.
So, like I was saying, there's teams that have came to my show and they haven't won, and there's teams that have came back and returned back to my show and they've gotten better. But then you have teams out there that have came to my show and for whatever reason, the only thing I can think of is they didn't win grand champ and they feel a certain type of way, but everybody can't win. A competition is what it is. What is the point of you going to a competition if you're going to win them all? Someone has to beat you. Someone has to take the L. Someone has to take the win. So if every competition you go to, you keep wanting to win, then if you think about it, how is your team getting any better when every show that they go to, they're getting a win? Something in that era that's going on is off. Because the team is not getting better because the only thing y'all guys are doing is going to competitions that y'all know y'all can win and y'all take the win. And that's the reason why coaches get so upset. Again, the topic is why you're not supporting us. I'm telling you why. Coaches get into this whole winning streak. And they don't teach their kids about sportsmanship like behavior. They want to go to people's competition and they want to talk shit. And they want to run their mouth. And they want to start mess. And they don't understand why, because they have not taken the time to train their children of how to take an L and take it gracefully. They haven't taught their dancers what it means to, regardless of what you, because I don't know, again, I don't know why y'all mad at the team. The team didn't do nothing but do what they were supposed to do, just like y'all went and did what y'all was supposed to do. It's not the team's fault that they won, that they won grand champion in a sense, because their talent on the floor and their scores, if it's qualified, took them to the grand champ. The judges saw what they saw and they scored according to what they saw. But again, this all goes back to why you're not supporting us. Is your competition worth supporting? Is your competition going to be worth our time and efforts to prepare for and our money to prepare for? I want to go to the comments because I definitely want to read some of these comments. Kiwan said, I feel like now people are supporting because folks, I feel like now people are, I guess, aren't supporting because folks are so unorganized. They aren't supporting. So I feel like people aren't supporting because folks are just so unorganized from the packet to the actual event. Until folks hosts are honest with themselves and stop being janky, the Majorette community will continue to take hits left and right. I agree. I honestly probably won't use anybody from my city except a few with credible dance knowledge because I want it to be fair across the board. When I judge, my phone is off unless it's intermission. My intention is who is on the floor. And I feel like, hold on. Oh, okay, so that was the same one. Okay. So again, you guys, we have to look at the bigger picture here. Y'all do not go to a qualified quality competition and just give up because y'all don't win grand champion. That's a disservice to your dancers because how are you teaching them how to get better if you guys just do not continue to go? If coaches, you guys are in the competition rooms, y'all see the competition that's hitting the floor. There are some teams that are better than you. Real talk. There are some teams that actually did the extra night of practice or they did the extra week of practice to prepare, to overly prepare for the show. They came to do what they were supposed to do, and that was to win. As everybody does, but some people come more ready than others. Some people feel like practicing for an hour or two is going to cut it with just 2 days of practice a week, getting ready for competition. That's not how that works, boo-boo. And then when you get to competition and you see a team that evidently has practiced more than you guys, they have more stuff, they have more material. They're giving the judge. This is the thing. You have to give the judges something to judge. Oh my God. You've got to give the judges something to judge. You have got to give these judges something to, somebody put that in the comment section. You got to provide something to the judges to judge. If the judges don't have anything to judge, then of course you're not going to question, why did I get a low score? That don't mean that the judges are unqualified. That just means you didn't give them nothing to judge. And competition host, you want to know why people are not supporting you? What judges do you have on your panel? What judges do you have judging these cheering? You got to give them something to judge. But again, it goes back to talking. Y'all talk too much. Instead of y'all taking all that energy that y'all had because y'all lost or y'all didn't win grand champion and putting it into y'all routine for the next show, y'all want to sit there and act a fool at competition. So again, we're playing devil's advocate. Why isn't that team coming to support y'all? Because y'all don't know how to lose gracefully. Y'all don't know how to lose gracefully. Of course, you're going to go to their competition because if you're paying your registration, cool. You're paying your registration. But they're not going to come to your show because they see how you guys don't like to lose. Y'all are sore losers. So it goes back to what I said. How can I appreciate a win if I can't understand the loss? How can I appreciate a win if I don't know what it feels like to lose? I have questions. It makes sense. It makes sense. Y'all don't forget to bless the platform. Please bless the platform tonight. If you guys love what I'm bringing to you guys, this platform does cost. So if you guys can send a little love gift over to 2Jazzy1. But what did Jaleesa say? As a director, I know when a team has done better at a competition. I'm not going to try to convince myself or my kids that we got cheated. Take that L gracefully. It's all. That's it. That's all. And it's okay to lose. Some days, sometimes it's just not y'all day. You guys cannot sit there and put so much on these kids to expect for them to win at every show. It's impossible. It's impossible. These kids' mental matters. You're not helping them. You're hindering them as a coach. These kids need a reset, just like with us business owners. Us business owners take on a lot of crap. A lot. Us directors of teams, we take on a lot of crap. We have to deal with 40 to 50 doggone different personalities at practice. We have to deal with 40 to 50 different parents. Because why? Of what we love to do, but we take on a lot of crap. So just like we need resets, so does those kids. Tribby said, because honestly, you can't return the same support. Having competition is a major fundraiser for dance companies, and we have, I'm not sure, you can't return the favor. It's nothing personal. Yes, definitely so. If you cannot return the favor of us supporting you and you not come to support us, then don't look for us to come back to your show anymore. Thank you so much, Miss Madeline, for that Cash App donation, baby. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys keep on giving. Keep on giving. But you know, it's really messed up because and then y'all have to also understand too. It's a lot of teams out here, but there's a lot of new teams. Everybody don't have the finances to go and support you. So if you do go support them, but again, it goes back to say this. I'm sorry, I have questions. If this team had a competition and they're saying they don't have funds, well, what is they having a competition for if they're not going to support you or support somebody else's show? There's questions. Somebody said something so valid in the upper comments. Somebody is misappropriating funds. Again, it's two different things. You got your name on the flyer or you got the team's name on the flyer. Your name is pretty self-explanatory. Your name on the flyer, that's your show. The proceeds go to you. You see fit with what you want to do with that. But if you're putting the team's name on the flyer, aren't some of those proceeds supposed to go to, if not all the proceeds are supposed to go to the kids to get them ready for competition, whether that's purchasing uniforms, purchasing passenger vans, purchasing plane tickets, purchasing uniform, purchasing different things for them to get ready to go to somebody else's show? There's a disconnect there. There's a disconnect somewhere. And we want to understand why this is. When we have competitions, you really, as a competition host, and I can speak on myself, when it comes to my business, I don't have friends. I'm gonna just be honest. I can have my friends sitting on my judges panel. I can have my friends working at the gate. I can have my friends running my show, meaning my runner, but we're not friends. At that point, I am your boss. I am the HCIC, the head chief in charge. I am the boss lady. And at a drop of a dime, I'm going to fire you if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as your job detail entails. You will not receive payment. So being your friend also is a responsibility when it comes to your friend working for you. Your friend has to understand, as a friend, we got business, which is this, and we got personal, which we'll take care of that after. And we have to understand and respect one another, that we can't mix the two. Because by mixing the two, it's going to cause a friction. It's going to cause issues. You may not like something they do or say at your competition. They may not like something you do or say at the competition. It's a problem. And God knows, don't let your behind be over there doggone competing. Because if your friend running the show and you don't win grand champion at your friend's show, it's the issue. My topic, why you not supporting us? Y'all mixing business with personal. That's a problem. It never works out. Once you cross the line, we have to figure out something else, because at that it's not gonna work. So what do? What does one say to their friend when their friend gets out of line? I'm gonna check them. We can talk about it afterwards, but if I feel like it's something that needs to be checked, it's going to be checked. My friends that work with me and for me, whether they're on the judges panel, at the ticket booth, they will tell you, I promise to God, they will tell you, each and last one of them, Jasmine is a whole bitch when it comes to show days. As my friends, they try not, I'm going to say they try not to take it personal, because they understand the amount of stress that I myself is under, because I want to make sure that every team that is coming through that door, every dancer that's coming through that door, every coach that's coming through that door, every director coming through that door, every spectator coming through that door is treated with the utmost respect and is understanding the flow of the show in its entirety. Only people that knows how to run professional, successful shows can relate, because everybody can't relate to that. As long as you got your ticket money, we're going to let you in. They don't care about nothing else. They don't care about nothing else. As long as you pay me your money, let the chips fall where they may. And that's a competition host that you have to worry about. That's a competition. I think there's also too many. Oh, y'all, somebody put this in the comment section. I think too many of y'all are trying to live like the Joneses when your bank account sits on a Flintstone income. Too many of y'all trying to throw on lavish competitions, but your bank account don't match what you are trying to produce. I have questions. That's why when you see a competition flyer that says, "Oh, we giving out $8,000," or "We giving out $6,000," or "We giving out $5,000," I've got questions, because if you're telling me that you're giving out that type of money, why does your flyer still say "free post to my wall"? I can't trust that you're gonna give us no $5,000 if we win, because you can't even get a proper flyer made with all the important details on it. But you giving out $5,000. Huh? The math ain't mathing. It's not adding up. These are red flags y'all need to worry about. Anybody can put on their flyer $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. When we look at you and your flyer, can we honestly say you look like you got $6,000 or $7,000 in your account? No. No, ma'am. You need to bring that down a couple thousand down and say, you know what? I'm going to just give out $500. Give out what you know you can give. And then if you decide to add on more, do that. That's why some people that be around here ravishing, talking about, oh yeah, when you give out $6,000, $7,000, you get on my level. No, because you didn't give out $6,000, $7,000, sweetie. You didn't give that out. You can't even make sure that we have a venue that is appropriate enough to host the show. But you got $6,000? No. It's not. The math is not math, boo. It's not adding up for me. It's not adding up for me. I'm a person that I check receipts. I look at your page. I'm sorry, y'all. Call me gullible. If you missing teeth, if you missing some teeth, or your teeth is brown and round, and you trying to tell me that you giving out $6,000, $7,000, I've got questions. You can't even make sure that your teeth is appropriate enough to give out $6,000, $7,000. Y'all, and honestly, in this Majorette community, you have to judge a book by its cover. You got to judge everything, because at any given point, you don't judge the book and you don't take heed to the red flags that's in front of you, you're going to get burnt every time. When you touch a stove, it's hot, you're going to burn. So if you know it's hot and you see the stove is lit, why touch it? Turn it off and keep it moving. It don't make no sense. Why are we going through that? Why are we going through that? What you say? Why is Tyra Sellers in the tooth comment? LOL. Huh? Tyra's on here? Child. But I'm saying, y'all have to judge a book by its cover sometimes. You got to judge the book by its cover. I was telling my friend, you guys, and I'm trying to move on and trying to wrap it up. I was telling my friend, I was having a conversation with my friend, and I was just telling him, I was like, you guys know how long I've been throwing on shows. And from the time I can remember first starting off with throwing on step shows, when my show used to be called Step Your Game Up, before I switched to It's Showtime, I can remember there was quite a few step shows that I had that either I barely made a profit, I either broke even, or didn't make a profit at all. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tyrus is a fool. But one thing it did teach me was my name was respected. My brand was intact. Every team that came to my show, whatever money I said I was giving, I gave. And my main thing I would always say, that's when you know you got work ethic. I'd rather me not make a profit and my teams are given what they were preparing for if they won, whether that would have been $1,000, $2,000, or whatever. See, my thing is I do I do what I know I could do in my account. My account can be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But it's something that I decide to give. Somebody else may say, well, Jasmine, your registration is $250. It sure is. And it ain't changing. That's for regionals, baby. You ain't even got the national pricing yet. Because I feel like when you've been doing this for so long and you've put in your time and payday has came after a while, I can do that. I can do that. And I can stand on what I tell people to pay to do my show because of the experience that I provide to those teams. See, in order to make money, you got to spend money. I've said that time and time again, y'all. Y'all know I've said that. You've got to spend out of your own pocket to make a profit. So if I can take what's in my account and say, I can pay for these judges, I can pay for this and this and this and staff, and I got to pay for this plane ticket. If I can do all of that, and I can turn that thing around and make it work for my good, why not? Everybody does not have that same mentality, though. And that's why you want to know why people are not supporting you. This is why. Because you go and have a show, you spend all the money, and then you try to have another show to recuperate the funds that you just spent when you should have been investing that, even if it's a percentage, you should have been investing that back into the next show that you want. Like, you got to think business-wise. You pretty much, and let me give y'all a gem. When you have a show, you don't spend everything. If you're wanting to have another one, people may call it flipping, whatever you want to call it. I call it investing. What you call flip, I call investing. I'm investing back into my business. So I can say, okay, I had $1,000 I gave out this time. Let me give out $2,000 or $3,000 at the next show because I have it. But we also come to the point, you guys, where it's not all about money. I've had shows where I'm not giving out any coin and the trophies have been beautiful. And it was A-okay with the teams because they had an amazing experience. What are you giving these teams to return to your show? Y'all want to ask the question, why are you not being supported? That is the question. What are you providing these coaches? What are you providing these people that come and support your show in the past? What are you providing them to return? This is good stuff because people want to know. People want to know. People want to know. And I'm sorry, my name and my brand is too important to mess it up for anybody. It's too important. Y'all have to get to a point where you say, hold up, wait a minute, let me reset. Let me find my mind. Let me see what I could do to make it a lot better than what I did before. The thing about the Majorette community, you guys, once your name is tarnished and once your name is messed up, it is so hard, especially in the Majorette community, to redeem yourself. Because the only thing that people is going to think about is what happened at your show. We didn't do it. You did it. Or people that you had at your show did it. But why go through all of that when you could just provide, you could just have a good show? Why take people through that? I understand people want to say, somebody might say, well, Jasmine, some people, they're just starting out. They're just learning. Okay, I had to learn too, so I get it. But even with my learning, there is still some things that you just got to know. It's still certain aspects of throwing on a show that has to be clear and concise across the board. And one of it started with your packet. No, excuse me, let me take that back. It's actually starting with your flyer. Does your flyer make sense? Does the venue make sense? Does the money that you're asking for us to pay, does that make sense for what you're giving? Can we trust that you're going to not run off with our registration fees? Oh, that's happened. Can we trust you not to run off with our ticket money? See, and I also say, I haven't seen it lately, but I have seen it in the past where people asking for registrations and they're asking for people to send in registrations to their Cash App and they're actually taking ticket money. That's two red flags. You're taking ticket money through Cash App and you're taking registration through Cash App, I take it through Cash App, but I have a venue. But you have no venue listed on your flyer. So that tells me that you have not even secured a venue for us to come and pay our money to, which means if we send you our ticket money, you can easily run off with the ticket money and there's no competition. These are red flags, y'all. You got to pay attention to the signs. We are having our first comp, and I've learned so much from your lives. I'm sure it will be a great comp. I'm taking so much from you and other comps. I've been to that, have ran smoothly with great hospitality from the flyer, venue, qualified judges, host, ticket, websites. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I appreciate that, Jaleesa. And if I can make it, I will be there. One thing about it, if I can make it, I would be there. But it just goes to show you can we? How can I take you seriously if you don't even take yourself seriously? How can I take you seriously when you can't even take yourself seriously? It has to make sense. It has to make sense. It's got to make sense, y'all. And I think by saying what I said, I think that this reaches a mass of people that it makes sense for you guys to understand where I'm coming from. I have not been thrown on shows all these years just to be talking. I have had to learn. I have had some bumps in the road. Yes. I've had fights in my show. Of course. I've had 2 shows. 2. I have had 2 shows where I've had fights to break out of my show. And guess what? I learned from it and I tightened up on stuff. I got things in order. I started putting things in place in the packet. I started making sure that I spent an extra $1,000 on police officers, not security officers. They're going to the bare minimum. I want someone that can put somebody in handcuffs, take them to jail, and I can prosecute them for whatever they messed up or whatever I lost from. Like, I'm thinking business mind. You're not going to come to my show, ruin my show, and think that you're just going to go home. No, ma'am, no, God. You're not going to do that in my show. You're going to jail, and I'm pressing charges because you just ruined my experience that I try to provide for these other children because you can't control yourself. Why am I going to let you walk for free when I got to pay this and try to clean this mess up? No, I'm going to prosecute you. Then I'm going to prosecute you. I'm going to press charges against you. And then I'm going to come on this lovely app and I'm going to tell them exactly what happened. And I'm going to show the paperwork. So you know, and you can make sure everybody know out there, Lady Jazz don't play when it comes to her shows because you're not going to come to my show acting a fool. You're going to come and act like you got good sense, so you don't come at all. And that's just the bottom line. But that's because I take my stuff seriously and I don't have time to be putting these kids in harm's way and in danger and these spectators in danger because you can't get yourself together. So I'm just going to make sure they come and send you to jail and I'm just going to prosecute you. And that's just what it's going to be. Because I have no time. But that's a person that takes herself seriously. So again, you guys, to wrap this up, I just wanted to come on and just, have this open forum, have this open discussion, talk to you guys because the question has been asked, why aren't you supporting us? It's on both sides. Director side, I'm not supporting you because I see what type of shows that you host and I can't support you because you have foolishness that takes place at your show. And the coach's side or the host side, I can't support you because of how you have acted at other shows or at my shows. So I choose not to fellowship with you or your show because if that's how you act in my show, I can only imagine what you're going to act like at your show. So I choose not to put myself in that situation to where I feel like I'm going to have to act out of character. So then it comes to the question of, well, what do you do? Find another competition. Find another host. It's a way to stop all these issues that's going on in the Majorette community, y'all. Y'all know what the issue is? Let me help y'all out. Stop paying y'all money. Competition's going to always be there. They got plenty of them year round. There's a couple of I'm not going to say a lot because it ain't a lot. It's a couple well-ran competitions out there that's qualified, of quality that y'all can attend. You do not have to try to press your way to everybody's competitions for a piece of trophy and a little bit of coin. Because now again, what it's coming into is now you looking like you money thirsty for the prize money. Oh, I said it. Oh, I need to pay my car note. I need to pay my house note. I need to pay my rent. I need to buy me a new Gucci bag. I need to buy me a new Prada bag. Let me go and try to get this $1,000. Because that's mine right there. And so when y'all don't win $1,000, you in your feelings, you mad because you can't pay your car note, your house note. Get you that new Prada bag, the new Gucci bag, the new doggone Fenty bag that you've been wanting as a gift to yourself. Now you mad. But who's to say you're going to win? I think I'm done. So again, you guys, just food for thought. Just wanted to have an open forum. Just food for thought, you guys. Please make sure, don't forget to go and bless the Cash App. This is the Cash App, y'all. Please make sure y'all go and support the platform. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this evening. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. But if you guys enjoyed this forum and if it helped y'all, please make sure you guys send a love donation to the Cash App. Again, I appreciate you guys sticking out with me. You guys have a great day. Don't also forget, you guys, of the scholarship that we have. The scholarship deadline is June 1st, 2023. Don't mind the 2022 by 6 p.m. Also, don't forget, we do have a couple more spots left for the Live in the Windy City Midwest Regional Dance Competition. We have 6 spots left for the dance and 1 spot left for drill and drums. So if you guys are interested, registration is open. And then don't forget, we have Nationals It's Showtime Live on the Sands 2023, August 25th through to the 26th, you guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. This has been another episode of the Majorette Teen and Majorette Community. We'll see you guys soon.
T stands for teaching, E stands for educating, and A stands for bringing awareness. And that's exactly what we are doing. Somebody put me in B flat because I feel like I'm about to go there.